Now, Robyn selling hats and I'm selling toothpaste. I know your money funny because of COVID, so forget her and buy some of this toothpaste. Just put your hair in a ponytail, honey, but your hair pretty teeth. The men don't care about your hair, but they do care about your mouth, okay? Drop down in the description box and get them dingy teeth in order, girl, with this charcoal activated toothpaste. This Lucida will change your life. I'm telling you what I know, not what I heard. So, child, I was praying to death that the Real Housewives of Potomac didn't bore the life out of me with this Candiace and Monique fight this past episode. And praise the Lord that they didn't. They finally decided to move on just a little bit. Want to talk about it? Here it goes. Listen, girl, how y'all doing? I ought to stop this damn video right now because y'all ain't got no business watching me on Tuesday nowhere. You need to have your ass down with somewhere to the polls or somewhere driving some elderly person to the polls or somewhere working the polls. And them is not the polls I'm talking about. Now, so girl, you know what poll I'm talking about. If you ain't earshot of my voice and you have not voted yet, please go out and vote. You can listen to me later or listen to me while you standing in line. How about that? Nevertheless, as I said in my intro, y'all, this week I was not super motivated to watch the episode because I'm honestly just over the Monique and the Candice, the who is right, who is wrong drama, and I'm glad to see that it is slowly starting to be phased out and other things, elements are being brought into play. But I must say, this episode was really boring. This was really just a filler episode, a bunch of scenes that really didn't accomplish much of anything, but we gotta talk about it. So the episode opens up with Candice with her friend Cliff doing vocal lessons. Candice sound really good. Candice sound really good. I wish we still lived like in the 90s, in the Whitney, Deborah Cox, Shanice, Changing Faces, Janae, Faith Evans, Mary J. Blige, Tracy Spencer, Brownstone era. I wish we still lived in that era because I honestly think had we been there, that there would be a great chance for Candice to really be a force to be reckoned with in music. Unfortunately, R&B is just, it doesn't get nurtured the way it used to in the 90s, early 2000s. And Candice doesn't give me pop. She doesn't give me pop. Like, her voice is too mature to play around with the pop girls, with Britney Spears and them. Nonetheless, she sounded great, and the news that she got later on in the episode was even better. Giselle and Robyn sitting down at the thing, at the tea shop, waiting on Karen, and Giselle decides to bring up Karen's personal business. I've come to the conclusion from my own mental sanity that I have to process Giselle in this manner in order to stay sane. I just refuse to believe. I refuse to believe a woman as seasoned as Giselle is just that independently messy. I refuse to believe that a woman with 3 children honestly has that type of time to indulge in mess the way Giselle does. I've reached the conclusion that Giselle signed her contract, and there was a clause in her contract that says, I'm going to be the person who repeats and asks whatever the producers tell me to repeat and ask. I just can't accept somebody who's almost 50 voluntarily being that damn messy. Like, I just don't understand when Giselle gets off thinking that whatever Karen's financial situation or whatever it is she did for Ray or didn't do for Ray is fodder for the table, and then she sews up so much confusion because Karen walks in and Giselle chooses to repeat the information in a way that would have Karen have a negative response to Wendy, and Wendy did not bring that information to Giselle the way Giselle repeated it. And if we're not careful fucking around with Giselle, Wendy and Karen gonna find themselves in the same damn position that Monique and Candace got themselves in now. And then Giselle turned around at the end of the episode and went back and sewed up all type of confusion, repeating what Karen said to Wendy, all out of context. And I'm just sitting back. Her and Robyn just sitting back. And I'm looking at my TV like, Giselle done sewed up all this chaos and just seems to be so unbothered by the way she misrepresented the information on both of their sides. I don't know. But what's telling or what's sad for me is that even if Giselle is just working, just doing this to make the show, keeping things spicy, the fact that you're content playing that role for this long, that's worrisome for me. Robyn brings up the fact that she's the only person on her site and wants to do a photo shoot for her hats and not invited Monique. I'm totally in support of it. Not enough time has gone by, and it was just going to be an uncomfortable situation. Ain't even no need in trying to fold Monique into this situation. And Monique already said, if you have events and you don't worry about trying to invite me or whatever. So I don't feel the way that Robyn opted not to do that. Then they move on to Wendy talking to her children. I got to get there. I mean, there really was nothing to see there. Only commentary that I have is that I appreciate the fact that Wendy, gives her children positive affirmations and made the conscious choice to not put so much pressure on them that her immigrant parents put on her. Hats off to Wendy for that. Ashley meets with the psychiatrist. The one thing that I did not necessarily like about this scene with Ashley is, once again, it kind of felt like she backpedaling and pussy popping in the name of defending Michael. Almost as if she was setting it up for her to take the blame for him stepping out. And I may be wrong, it just felt that way when she put the bulk of the conversation on feeling like her body is just a utility for Dean and not feeling sexy. And when he tries to have sex with me, I shoo him off or I don't feel comfortable, so on and so forth. But I respect the fact that it was honest. It was an honest conversation. And it shed light on the fact that a lot of people go through postpartum depression. And I just didn't know it was to that extent. I mean, obviously I wouldn't know because my uterus is made of clay or whatever. It is one of those things that you don't hear a lot of women talk about, particularly black women. At least I haven't. So it was good to hear her talk about that thing. Candiace meets with Chucky. Now I'm going to say this. Out of all the reality TV girls, except for the ones who were actual, like, real singers, like the K. Michelle, so on and so forth, I like Candice's song, especially with that go-go beat on it. Now, when Portia did her little song, child, that was around the time we was doing Candy Play. I don't even remember Flatline. I can honestly see Candice's song getting some traction on the house and the go-go scene. Like, I'm saying it all wrong. I really did like it, and her voice did sound good on it. Then Chucky asked Candice to sign. That was dope. Not realizing that Candice almost had a music deal when she was younger, and she said she was devastated because her parents took it to an entertainment attorney and it was a bad deal. Now let me tell you something. Dorothy did a lot of things wrong, but she protected your ass from being done like Pebbles did TLC and took all the people goddamn money. Pebbles still going to hell for that shit. I don't care how much she evangelized to people. There you go. Evangelize, honey. I ain't had my breakfast yet. And I don't care how much she evangelized or televangelized to the people. Her ass going to hell. Pebbles, she ain't gonna do right. Left eye gonna haunt the shit out of Pebbles until she do right by them people money. So Candace, your mama saved you. I'm down to see what Candace and Chucky are able to put together. And hopefully Candace laid it out there. I didn't sign one deal because it was bad. Chucky, don't give my girl no badass deal. Monique was in there getting prepped for court, it seemed. Either she found her, it felt like Chris and her were getting the kids out the house so she could get ready to go to court. And there was some tension between her and Chris. And I couldn't quite wrap my head around what all of that was. Maybe y'all let her clarify it in the comments. So Ashley comes over to Giselle's house with Dean. I must say, as much shit as we talked about Giselle's house in the past, you know, just for shits and giggles, because I know it's an expensive home and she's really taking her time with it. Giselle's home is really coming together. And I am proud of her for what it is she's doing. You know, Giselle has her own unique style. And I will say this. Her living room where her and Ashley sat, it didn't look as bad this weekend as this weekend. It didn't look as bad this episode. Y'all see what my mind at. It didn't look as bad this episode as it has in the past with all that mismatch AliExpress furniture and pieces and figurines and posters and paint and rugs and all kind of barrettes and bows and ribbons all over the damn place. It actually looked fun. It looked 16-year-old kind of fun. Real college dormitory first apartment kind of fun, but fun nevertheless. And so Ashley tells Giselle about wanting to go on the trip. Of course, Giselle brings up Monique. And of course, you know, if Monique's going, I'm not going. I'm pretty sure Robyn's not going. I'm pretty sure Wendy's not going. I know Candace is not going. It wouldn't be fair to Candace. I don't even have any energy for y'all. Robyn's photo shoot. Giselle gets to the photo shoot. They sit at the table and start sewing up more confusion. Presenting the information as if Candace was being condescending about Wendy's education, in which I didn't process it that way. I don't know. And then when she did the whole Hunchback of Notre Dame walk, adding fuel to the fire, and so it just I don't know. I just can't get down with how Giselle misrepresented Karen's intentions and the way Karen said things. And Wendy took the bait. And I wonder, do they look back at these episodes and feel stupid or ashamed for overreacting for some shit that Giselle... See, Karen already got Giselle's number because she said it earlier in the episode at the brunch. She was like, whenever it's Robyn and Giselle, it's going to be, you know, some mess or whatever. But then Wendy was left feeling like, oh, she going to want to confront Karen. And Robyn goes, it wouldn't be a Robyn event without Giselle starting mess. Why do you continue to allow her? It's so funny to me because you so hell-bent, Robyn, you and Troy, who used your bathroom and who did all this, and you at the place trying to do all this with them hats. I'm not going to start. I wonder why it is you so hell-bent and you see so clearly that there needs to be consequences and punishment for Monique. But when it comes to Giselle, there's just never any repercussions for her coming through your events, ruining shit, sowing mess and confusion. I mean, maybe you check her in the background. I don't know, but I don't believe that because she continues to do it. I must say all the ladies killed the photo shoot. You know, I'm always happy for anybody who takes this platform and turns it into something, even if it's hats, peanuts, perfume. Like, shouts out to Robyn for that. Shouts out to all the ladies. Like, all the ladies did kill that photo shoot. I love Robyn's approach. You know, hats are something that are casual. And I love that she just went for a, you know, casual, classy vibe or whatever the case may be. And yes, that girl did look like Katie Ross. So then they get ready to talk about the trip. And Wendy confronts Karen. Oh shit, I almost fell off this stool. You know, Wendy and Karen both have very strong personalities. Wendy has an arrogance about her, rather earned or unwarranted. She has an arrogance about her that she feels like, you know, she gonna always get a bitch together. You know, I'm gonna check a bitch. I'm gonna correct this. And y'all just ain't got the right mix of friend girls in y'all group. Let me tell y'all something. Like, I would give anything to get in the ring with someone with the energy like Wendy. Because I turn her ass every which way except loose, verbally. Okay? Karen held her own. Karen held her own. And while Wendy is smart, she thinks she's smarter than every damn body. And she could try to get Karen together, talking about you ain't got no degree, ain't got a now. And you know, I'm an education enthusiast. I'm all about it. Undergrad once, grad school twice. I'm all about it. But Wendy, your identity has got to be more than you got 4 degrees. And the reason why I say that, I'll never forget one time, I had a bitch try to read me one time. We was out, and the bitch tried to read me talking about they was a lawyer. They had a JD. And the bitch got mad because I laughed in his face and was like, good for you, but that's not a read. Not to me, no way, because I never wanted to be an attorney. You throwing up in my face that you got a JD would only cut me if I tried to be a lawyer and couldn't, or if I couldn't pass the bar. I ain't had no interest in being no lawyer, so you shoot me with, I got a JD, that don't mean nothing to be good for you, bitch. I always wanted to be in front of the camera. Now, had the bitch said to me, I got a talk show and you ain't got one, then maybe we would have had to tussle in that motherfucker. But you comparing your career path to my career path ain't a read if I've never aspired to do what it is you do. You know what I'm saying? So hats off to you, but we just need to keep that in mind. You got them degrees because that's what you wanted to do. It don't make you better than no damn body. It don't make you better than no damn body. It don't. Now, it is most definitely an accomplishment, and I'm not by any means necessarily going to marginalize her education because it gets under my skin when people try to do it to me, especially people who don't have the degrees. You know what I'm saying? But your whole identity can't be wrapped up in you got 4 degrees, because you got 4 degrees and can still be a bitch. You got 4 degrees and still can have a bad heart. You got 4 degrees and still could be a raggedy ass person with nothing of any substance to contribute to society. You can have 4 degrees and still not be able to dress. You can have 4 degrees and still be a lot of fucked up things. You know what I'm saying? And Karen, the way Karen rerouted that and defended that not having a degree situation, yes, God, Karen, go in and let have. You did that and you held your own and you held it proudly. I just wish it would have never gotten to that. And I'm glad that the saunter was able to break up the scene and the fight didn't go as far as it could have. Even Wendy had to laugh about Karen mimicking her, sauntering or slithering her ass into the conversation, as she said. Now, moving on to Candiace. Then the episode closes out with Candiace being upset, talking to Chris, calling Monique evil witch or whatever it is that she called her, because Monique decided to file charges back as well. So here's what we got, and here's what we got to close out. Excuse me. Y'all can tell I'm just so bored with this episode. Here's the reality of the situation. Candice, you took it there. You escalated the situation to legal. So that was well within your right. You had the right to do it. Are you surprised that she did the same? I mean, at the point in which a person's back is up against the wall, they're in survival mode. And Candice made the comment she's listening to her stupid hood rat friends and her stupid attorney who told her to file charges. But it's not stupid to listen to your attorney, because attorneys are there to protect you. That was the smartest thing she could have done. I hope you did not honestly think somebody was just going to roll over and just take whatever they had to take. The same way you didn't roll over and just let her snatch your wig and let it be done, it's only fair that she don't roll over and let you try to get her caught up in legal trouble. Like, legal trouble is a lot. So whether it's fair or not, I'm going to fight back. You want to file papers on me? I'm going to file papers on you. And now you mad? All is fair in love and war. And quite honestly, you're the one who took it to the courts. And so to think that somebody was just going to sit back and let you punish them or do whatever it is that you wanted to do to them legally, that was very naive of you. And it looks as if, from what I hear, the judge dismissed both damn cases, so they both were without merit. Now, I don't know, I haven't seen the paper, but from what I hear, the judge said something about, or from what I'm hearing through the rumor and gossip mill, that the judge potentially, or the judge threw it out because he was saying Candace had a responsibility to walk away and she engaged in the fight. I don't know that to be true. That's just what I heard through the rumor mill. But I do agree with that statement if that is what was said. The shit was frivolous from the jump. The fight was frivolous from the jump. It shouldn't have damn happened. And I honestly hope that after this episode, we don't have to hear about the shit any goddamn more. Shouts out to Chris. Because Chris seems to be the more level-headed one in the relationship, and he can always see through things kind of clearly and kind of ground Candace. Now, don't get me wrong, I'm not mad at her for being upset. You know, of course, I would be upset too, because I've been violated, and I want to punish this person, and I want to. She hit me physically, I want to hit her back legally. So now here she go hitting me again. I get it. I totally get it. I totally get why Candace is upset. I just think it was naive to think that somebody would not do something back legal to prevent themselves from getting in trouble legally. Like, when you take stuff to the courts, that's very serious. Nevertheless, y'all, that's all I got. Ain't got no more. I'm finna go ahead. I'm finna go shopping, child. So something in my spirit just said go to the mall and spend $1,000. So that's what I'm finna do. And I'll call y'all later. Don't forget to vote. Bam!